Good morning. I wonder what the best gift you have ever received was. Maybe it was a Scalextric set, or maybe it was a puppy, or maybe it was a bike. But it's always lovely to receive a gift, isn't it? Whether it be Christmas or birthdays, or in fact any day. It's lovely just to have a gift that kind of just reminds you of the care, of the love, of the concern, of the appreciation that someone has for you. God's grace is the best gift ever. It is a fantastic gift that God has given to everyone. In fact, it's unbelievable, but it's there for all of us, and it's proof that His love for us is in His Son Jesus. God gave His Son to die on the cross for us, and Jesus did this willingly for each and every one of us. I mean, what more could we ask for? There is no greater gift. And grace is a thing that changes our lives. It gives us a new perspective of what life is all about, and we can learn so much from each other's experience. This week I've been rereading this wonderful biography of John Newton. It's called From Disgrace to Amazing Grace, written by Jonathan Aitken. And if ever there was a man who truly experienced God's grace, it was Newton. And we know Newton probably best for that hymn that he wrote, Amazing Grace, How Sweet the Sound. Now, Newton was brought up in the church as a child, but despite that, he was a very callous man, and he was full of anger and pain and uncertainty. And because of that, he experienced a really troubled existence. At one time, he was commander of a slave ship, and he would anchor the ship off the coast of Africa and pack the slaves in. They were chained side by side, row after row, one after the another, just like a can of sardines. And many of these folk died on their long journey. Now, on one such journey, during a raging storm, the ship nearly sank and Newton almost drowned. He cried out to God for God to have mercy on him, and he survived. He survived by God's grace, and that experience caused Newton to give his life to Jesus. He was ordained and served in 2 parishes, but his life in slavery haunted him for many years. He became a strong supporter of the MP William Wilberforce, who triumphantly fought against the slave trade. As I say, he wrote many things, including hymns, but Amazing Grace is the most famous. And if ever there was a man who experienced this amazing grace, it was Newton. And it was a storm. It was a storm in which he realised that it was God's grace that had saved such a wretch as him. Now, this morning we're going to consider grace very briefly. But before we do that, let's listen to that hymn written by Newton. Amazing Grace, How Sweet the Sound.